Hello, I'm June Montgomery Tabron, President and CEO of the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. I have a sister 5 years older than I am, so when she took business classes in school, she would come home and teach me what she learned in school. We would play being accountants in our fun time. That was what we liked to do when we were at home enjoying time together. We would play school a lot, but we would specifically play being accountants and financiers. My mother was, first of all, she had 10 children. I am number 9 of 10 children. But my mother always wanted to be independent herself. While my father was, of course, the breadwinner, my mother would always have some type of employment. And she would want, and save her own resources. She would always say, you never want to be dependent or reliant on anyone. You want to be able to create your own independence. And that was, I watched her and I saw her thrive for that type of independence. I remember when she, came home and had bought her first car with her own money. But because before that, my father would have to take her everywhere she wanted to go. And she would have to ask, and she would have to wait until he was ready to take her. And she decided she wanted that level of independence, and she worked to buy her own car and got her driver's license at a very, she was in her 40s or 50s when she got her driver's license, but she decided that's what she needed to be independent. My parents were they were savers. My parents migrated north from Clarksdale, Mississippi, and they were pursuing better opportunities for themselves and looking for a place to raise their large family. And part of their upbringing was to save, was to create a safety net for their children. And my father he saved all the time. He encouraged us to save. I think there were many times, but I think the first time would be when I moved out of my parents' home. I had secured my first job, as I stated, at the public accounting firm, and had saved some resources, and I moved out. And this was something that my father definitely encouraged. He actually passed away when I was a junior in college, going into my senior year. But on that day, of course, I thought about my father, and I knew that he would be extremely proud of me and happy that I could do that on my own, and that I had learned from him the skills that I needed to be successful and survive. And, his goal was to make sure that his children could take care of themselves and survive and could be independent. And that was the first moment where I felt like I had been successful in living up to his expectations. My family was able to provide a level of stability, and I know that stability allowed me to thrive and dream about doing whatever I wanted to do and becoming that accountant that I had learned about in an early age. And so when I do this work, I know that these are not just words, that they're critical for a child to feel like they have the safety and security and love that they need to thrive. And so I've lived that journey, and now I am honored to help provide that pathway for all children.